Well, hello, my sweet
Hi.
friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here. And as you can see, because now we're in video, as you can see, I'm not alone. I have Brad right here with me. Hello, Bradley. How
Hi.
are
I'm
you?
good, thanks. It's good to see you.
Uh, it's so good to have you here. For those of you who don't know, we've been trying to do this for a
For a
while
while, yeah,
now,
a
right?
while.
Yeah, but trying to get our schedules together and the
Time
time
zones.
zone
Yeah,
difference
that's the difficult
has
part.
been yeah, has been
Yeah.
something else. So Bradley Rae Lamb, correct, from St. Louis, Missouri,
Mhm.
United States, cake artist, cake decorator, and he's here with us to share a little bit about his journey, about how he became a cake artist and upcoming projects. And of course, like I said before, I'm going to pick his brain a little bit about what's going on in the world of cake decorating in the United States, as trends, as cake shows, upcoming projects, and everything in between. So, welcome,
Thank
Brad.
you. Happy to be here.
Great. What do you prefer, Brad or
I like
Bradley?
Brad. Yeah.
Brad.
Bradley
Okay, so
Ray is
Brad
like
it
my
is.
professional name. Yeah.
Oh, I like
Uh-huh.
that. That's like your
Yes.
signature
Like my
thing.
stage name.
Oh,
Yeah.
good, good. Excellent, excellent. So, Brad, tell me, when do you start decorating cakes? How do you start? How did you get here?
I started, I was like 16 or 17 and I got a job at a bakery, like in my local area. And when I was supposed to be working, because I would close, so I'd be by myself at night, I would sneak back to the decorators area and play with all of their icings. And then I would draw like on their counters, and I would be so proud of myself that I would leave my drawings all over their clean counters for them to come into at 6 in the morning. So they didn't like me very much. So I got in a
Mm.
lot of trouble. But yeah, so I was like, well, I would always interested in art, never knew what I wanted to do. And so then after that, I, worked in the bakery all throughout high school and then went to college for art, um, studied like painting and drawings and art history, and then moved to Chicago to study design. And up there, I got another job and it was at a bakery. And so I started doing cakes there, and the woman that I worked with taught me how to make my own fondant, and I had never worked with it before, so I kind of just played with it at home. Because back then there was no Food Network, there was no things to watch on YouTube. I don't even think we had YouTube. So you
I don't
you
think
kind of
so.
just had to teach
Yeah.
yourself. So I'd look off pictures, and I had my art background. So I started like painting on fondant and figured out how to actually make like edible art. So
Mhm.
I just never stopped.
Oh,
Yeah,
great. You started really
I
young
did.
and yeah, and that's I mean that's great. And you mentioned something that I really like and I usually talk about that with my students is you were an artist
Hmm.
first and then you learned to use this
Yeah.
medium as an expression of
Hmm.
art. Do you think it's easier for an artist to become a cake artist or a cake decorator than for a cake decorator to become an
I
artist
think we're all
within?
very similar. I think we all have something in us that wants to create or mold
Mm.
or like draw or paint. And it's something, it doesn't matter what the medium is, whether it's like edible, oil, acrylic, it's all kind of the same thing, except ours we can eat.
Yeah.
So there's no like permanence to ours, which I've kind of always loved. As long as you get a picture of it, you can do whatever you want to my cakes. So it's never bothered me
Yeah.
that they're here one day and then gone. I think it's kind of cool that they're not around.
Yeah, it has like this special
Yeah,
moment
exactly.
for the
Yeah, and
cake.
then it's gone.
Great,
Yeah.
great. And you mentioned also that there was no, there was not YouTube, there was not nothing.
Nothing.
It was just like what
Yeah, I guess
magazines
we did have
and
magazines,
maybe
some
somebody who will
books.
teach
Yeah.
you. Yeah, and
Yeah,
some
you would learn from
books.
other
That's
people
it.
back then. They would teach you
Yeah,
their
yeah, it's
technique.
true. Even the products, we didn't have as much as we have today.
No.
I remember just trying to make black fondant.
Yeah, right.
Impossible.
And
It
nobody was
was
using fondant really. It wasn't like
yeah,
a big
yeah.
thing, like with the
When you
sculptures.
started, it was more what
Yeah, it was
icing,
just like
uh,
buttercream. Buttercream
piping,
piping,
buttercream.
airbrush. Um, yeah, no sculptures really. No one
No.
even like thought about
What
it.
what technique is the one that resonates with you more? You know, that the even if you don't use it anymore, that one that is close to your
Like an
heart.
old technique? Oh, okay.
Any?
I do like fondant paintings. That's like my thing, my jam. Like
Yeah,
I did two last night, and it just is. I just go to a different place, and it's just fun and relaxing, and I just love how they turn out. And you can do anything with them. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just edible art, you know.
yeah. If you don't know and if you haven't seen it, Brad has done w- two or
Yeah, I
three
think I might do
live
three
demos
now.
in Cake Friends Stay
Yeah, and I
Creative, and
did.
there were paintings and they were
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did two
yeah,
paintings,
of
I
course.
think, for those.
Two
Yeah,
paintings. And
yeah, it's just
yeah, the
always
other
fun.
one was the Marley for the
Yeah, that was a
Christmas, was
Christmas
it?
one.
Yeah, that
I
was
liked
so
that one.
cool.
Yeah.
So cool. I do have, well, you cannot see it because they're in the
Uh
top,
huh.
but I do have some Marley and
Oh,
Mr.
that's
Scrooge
cool.
figures up
I
there.
love that.
Yeah, I love
I
that
do too.
story as
Yeah,
well.
it's one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
It's my daughter's one of my daughter's favorite book. So we went to when we were in London, we went to Charles Dickens'
Oh, that's
house,
cool.
and they have all the stuff there.
Oh,
It's
that
so
would be
cool.
neat.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I would love to see
It is
that.
very neat. Ah, great. I know you would
Yes.
because you like those things. Brad is kind of a geek like me in all this stuff. We were talking before about the musicals and the
Love
movies.
musicals.
I know you love everything witchy
Yes,
as
and
well.
Halloween and
Me,
ghosts and cemeteries.
me too.
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
like the
I'm
spooky
one of
stuff.
those too. It's funny because in the and for anyone watching or listening, most of us in this cake decorating world, we're kind of geeks
Hmm.
somehow, right? If it's either fantasy or
Right.
witchy crafty stuff or I don't know, superheroes,
Yeah,
but there's always something. There's always
that's true.
something. I think, yeah, I think it's the creative
I
part that
think
goes
so.
there.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Good. So, Brad, if I can ask, how long have you been doing cake decorating? You
Um,
said you started when you were 16, but I'm not going to do the math.
well, it's been a while. I was trying to think of that this morning, like how many years. It's been off and on when I was younger. You know, I started with
Hmm.
16 and then like dabbled in other things like makeup, but it was always art related. And then, found
Okay.
out I could do edible art. So I would say probably about 20 years now, which is
Wow.
crazy.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's been a
Awesome.
while.
And you have also been on cake
I have.
shows.
Yeah, I've been on
Yeah, like
three
you
Food
mentioned.
Network shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
Yeah,
cool. That
it's a
is so cool.
blast. I recommend
Yeah.
it to
Tell me
anybody.
about it because as I mentioned before, we don't have that. I live in Portugal
Hmm.
and we don't have that here in Portugal. There's no cake
Yeah.
shows. I don't know if in other parts of Europe there is, but here there's not. And honestly, that's something that for me it's a little bit scary
It's
to
definitely
be
scary.
making and decorating a cake in front of a camera.
Lots
So
of
tell me about it.
cameras. Yeah, it's intimidating, it's scary, but it's totally worth all the fear because like the
Yeah.
exposure you get, the friends that you meet, that's one of my favorite parts about doing it. You meet these amazingly talented artists from everywhere in the country or, the world really, and
Mhm.
you form connections with them and it's just a great like bonding thing to have. Yeah, I highly
Oh,
recommend
that's
it.
awesome. Because there's a part of our work as cake decorators or cake artists. It is quite lonely.
Hmm.
Even if you work in a bakery or in a place, you're in your thing, doing your stuff, or if you have a studio, work from home, it's all by
Yeah, that
yourself.
is
So
true.
when you have that
It's nice to have
that
like the
place
cake
where you can
friends,
make
the
friends,
community.
yeah,
Yeah, you can reach out to.
exactly, exactly. That was the idea to create that community.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's amazing
we
to
know that
have
we're
each
not
other.
alone in this.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, great. And from the cake shows, you said you've been in three
Hmm.
of them. Which ones and what did you do?
So the first one was Food Network Challenge, the Back to the Future edition. That was the very first one I did. Filmed in
So cool.
Colorado. It was a short one. It was only like a 3-day shoot. We got
Mm-hmm.
kicked off the first episode, which we shouldn't have,
Oh,
but we still had fun and it was a blast. And you got to go out and move to Boulder and explored and met some really good people there. And then I was on, it was right during the pandemic. So like
Mm-hmm.
2019, right before everything shut down. I was going to be on Holiday Wars and then got cast, and it was supposed to be Halloween Wars. And so they
Okay.
came out to film Road to Halloween Wars, which is like the pre-show to show the people
Okay.
at their homes, before they go on the show. And they don't do it every
Okay.
season. It's just like every once in a while. But for that season I was going to be on, they did it. And so instead of having like producers come to your home because everything was shut down, they mailed me a camera and like I had to film myself, which was totally,
Oh my God.
yeah. And I think it was like in August. So I had to decorate my home for Halloween way before the holiday. And
Yeah.
a friend came over, he filmed me and turned out great, sent it in, and then everything shut down. So we're still
Oh.
waiting and waiting. Months went by to see when the show was going to, send me off to film. And I called them and they're like, well, we're not going to put you on I already filmed Road to Halloween Wars, but they're like, we're not going to put you on Halloween Wars. We want to switch you to Holiday Wars. And I'm like, I kind of don't like Christmas. Like the whole point was to do
Oh,
Halloween. Yeah.
Halloween, because that's your
And I'm like,
thing.
how are you going to
Yes.
switch me? I'm like, I don't want to do Christmas. And they're like, oh, we
Yeah.
just think you'll be better, for the Holiday Wars. So I'm like, all right, well, I can't turn it down. So I have to like, he was like, just pretend that you like Christmas. So I'm like, okay. So we went out and
That's a
filmed
good one.
that. That filmed in Utah, in Park City, and that was beautiful. Beautiful, like
Okay.
mountains and scenery. And they team you up with people that you don't know. And so I met.
Oh, I was going to
Mhm.
ask you that. Do you pick your own
The first
teams, or
show
are
I
they
did,
just
I went with a lady that I
okay?
worked with. So we were a team, we were
Okay.
friends. And for this show, I didn't know who the ladies were. I met them when I
Oh.
got there. And luckily we got along. Sometimes you don't. Yeah. And so we're
Oh.
still really good friends to this day. But
Oh, that's nice.
yeah. And we had to wait, I think it was a week in quarantine. So we were like locked in our hotel rooms, which was horrible. Because you're
Okay.
so excited, you want to go film, and then you just wait. And like all we got to do was
Right.
like look out the window and order room service.
But you couldn't even be with each
No.
other? You had to
Yeah,
quarantine
we could only talk
separately.
on the
Oh my
phone.
God. Oh.
Yeah.
Do you plan
Yeah.
ahead? Because I know when we watch the shows, we just watch the team. We think, I thought you guys were like besties
No,
forever
we didn't.
before the
Yeah.
show. Do you plan what you're going to do before? Do you have things done
No, you don't make anything
beforehand?
before. Sometimes they'll give you a
Oh,
theme that you can think about, but that's it really. Like you kind of have to just run with it. And so for that time, we
wow.
did know one of the themes. And so we would talk on the phone or on Skype with our computers and kind of plan like, what are you good at? What do you do? You know,
Okay.
kind of strategize a little bit. And then after the week went
Okay.
by, we had to test for COVID, and then we got to meet each other finally. And they let us like go
Good.
outside. So
Like the dogs, you can go
yeah,
outside
yeah, it
now.
was like
Oh
prison.
my God.
But luckily, like
Yeah, those were
they
difficult
were, it was
times.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
got got along. We could talk about what we're gonna do and what our strengths are, and so that was really fun. Yeah.
Good. How do you face, because I mean, working in teams or working with somebody else that you don't that even if you know them, it's not
No.
easy. Strategize,
Uh-huh.
compromise is not easy. Now, how do you do it with somebody who you don't know? Because I can say, no, I'm great doing sugar
Hmm.
flowers, and maybe I'm not. How do you, I mean, what level of trust do you have to
You kind of
have?
just
How
have to
does
go
that
with
work?
it. Like you're all there for a reason. You know you're all talented. And
Yeah.
so luckily we do have social media, so we could like look at each other's pictures and say, well, I'm good
Mm,
at this, I do that. One lady did isomalt, and so she did that, which I didn't even do it back then. And so like
okay.
on some of our off days, she would like show us different tricks in our hotel room because she brought like a heat
Yeah.
lamp and like her microwave and her molds, and she showed us like how to make eyeballs. So
That's so
yeah.
cool. And you
You
learn along the
do.
way, right? With the other
Yeah.
contestants.
Yeah, so she covered
Yeah.
the isomalt aspects, and it was just a blast. Yeah.
Great. And you tell that is you said before that uh, it's nerve wracking, I guess, working in front of the cameras and rushing all the time. Do you like that
I
rush,
do.
or
I
do
kind
you
of like the
prefer to
excitement.
work?
Yeah, I like
Oh, you do.
I like it when it's happening, like I don't like the day before, like when you're so nervous, you're like, what's going to happen?
Okay.
But once you're in it, like you kind of, they talk to you during, like while you work, like, what are you doing? Talk to the camera. And that's kind of
Yeah.
hard because it's a timed thing. And you're like, I don't want to talk right now, but you're on TV.
Like, I'm trying to figure this
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they'll kind of like talk to you the entire time. So you kind of have to work and talk and multitask. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely
And
nerve
work on, well,
wracking.
there's some people who work well under
Mm-hmm.
pressure, and with the time, the clock ticking
Yes.
behind you. The time, is that real, or do they edit it?
Well,
I
everything's
mean, is
edited,
that
but
the time you get to work?
yeah, you don't get like extra time. Like if it's an eight
No,
hour competition, like it will probably film longer than 8 hours, but while you're working, it's only 8 hours.
it's eight
Yeah.
hours. Wow, wow.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you don't go to
I
the
don't know. I don't know
bathroom,
if
you
it's
don't eat
something I
anything.
would do.
You don't think you
Yeah.
would do it?
No, 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 not for me.
Really?
Not for me. I need peace and quiet and time. It's like, no, not for me. I get too nervous and I
Uh,
overthink too much. It's like, no, I need
yeah.
time. I need time. But it's funny because at the end of the day, a little bit of pressure makes me work
Yeah,
harder.
for sure.
But not that
Not
kind of
that much
pressure.
pressure.
Not for me. I don't think so. I don't think
Right.
so. Put me to tasting or, or try, I don't know, judging maybe,
Yeah,
but
doing
not
like a food
not
judging.
making cakes.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
never say
yeah, that
never.
would be
Things
good.
could change.
Yeah, you never
You
know.
never
You
know.
never know. Yeah. I used to love what was this show that was on Netflix, but like the cakes were a mess. What was it?
Nailed it.
What was the name of the show? Nailed it. I love that show. I could have been on that show. That would have been okay.
You're way too talented for that show.
The Food Network one. Good. Did being on the shows and being on TV change anything in your career as a cake artist? Your projections, the amount of clients, recognition. Did it change actually? Did it make a difference?
I think it does. I know it definitely did when the shows first come out because you get like
Mm-hmm.
local newspapers, local news shows want to talk to you. You gain a lot more friends and followers on Facebook and Instagram. But people do forget, who you are and
Yeah.
what you've done. And it's kind of like you kind of have to keep going if you want to stay like relevant in TV shows or
Okay.
the TV business or
Okay.
things like that. Because people do forget.
Yeah.
But luckily I get to wear this, which I love.
There
Yeah.
you go. You have your badge of honor there.
Yeah,
That's so
it's
cool.
definitely a
That's so
badge of
cool.
honor for me, because I'm
Yeah,
really proud of it, and I make sure I tell everyone that I've been on the shows, and
of course. I always said, I mean, you have to be your biggest
exactly,
cheerleader.
you have to take
Otherwise,
advantage of
yeah,
it.
don't expect,
Yeah,
no, don't expect anybody else to be for you.
exactly.
You just
And some people they're
go
not
where
impressed
to
by it,
find.
and they're like, I don't care, you know?
Yeah, but it's here.
Yeah,
It's
it,
like, I got it. I got it. It's mine. Good. Good. Bradley, you mentioned before as well that you are in the process of creating your own business
hmm
because you've been working. What have you been doing until now, and what is your idea on creating your business? And then I'm going to pick up your brains on
sure.
that one.
Yeah, I've always worked for other people, like making cakes for grocery stores sometimes,
Hmm.
small businesses. Um, I've never really like worked with another artist. They're either usually the owners of the business, they do the business side and they hire me to do the cake side. And it's worked out well
Okay.
in some circumstances, and others you do get taken advantage of. And some people have used my work and said it was theirs, you know? And
Hmm.
so I kind of got
Okay.
to a point where I was in a toxic work relationship just recently, and like
Okay.
2 months ago that ended, which I'm so grateful for because I had to move on for mental health. And after that, I'm like, I don't know if I want to make cakes professionally, especially like custom cakes for other people. And I'm
Hmm.
like, why wouldn't I just do it for myself? You know? And there's a lot of stress and money commitments that come with it, but you're your own boss, you're in charge. You get to do your own
Yeah.
work, the style that you want. You get to pick and choose what work you take and what you don't. And I'm slowly getting into it, and it's really rewarding.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny you mentioned that because I always work for me. It's always been my cake business. So I don't imagine making cakes for somebody else
Hmm.
and they sell them as if there was their creation.
Yeah.
That must have been
Oh, very
frustrating.
frustrating.
But now you mentioned, it's funny that you mentioned the issues between the or in the cake
Hmm.
industry and the mental
Yeah.
health and the balance, because that's something I talk about a lot here in the show. And there is, I think I mentioned it a couple of episodes ago, how this happens everywhere in the world. I mean, I could talk to people from India, from Spain,
Hmm.
from the United States, from South America, and it's always the same. Is the the not fair competition, or people taking advantage
Right.
of your craft, not balancing that mental health
Hmm.
part with the job, the rest, not
Yeah.
resting, not balancing time. So that's something that also you mentioned that you face. How do you cope with that?
With what?
What advice can you give to cake artists out there?
For what though? What was it?
With the stress,
Oh, the stress.
with the mental health, balancing your life and your work,
Well, you
or dealing with people who has not good intentions.
yeah. Well, we all have our
Mm-hmm.
breaking points, and so it's like you can't take it all in. People will
Mm-hmm.
take and take and take as much as you let them. So you have to have a limit
Mm-hmm.
where you say, you know what, you can't take that. This is my work. This is representing me, even though it's through your business. And for your own mental stress, you just have to you have to have boundaries, which I'm not
Okay,
great
I like
at. I kind of let people take too much, I'm a people pleaser, I guess. And then,
that. Are we
yeah,
all?
we all are to some point. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
are, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And so I'm learning boundaries and to treat myself better and to not let people take advantage, you know.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah.
And how do you balance that uh, work and life for your mental health besides the boundaries? Because you mentioned boundaries, but for example, one of the things that most people struggle in our business is to say no.
True.
Is that something you struggle with as
Oh,
well,
for sure.
or have you learned
Um,
to?
I am learning to say no to, and I'm learning how to be paid for my work because,
Good,
yeah,
I like
that's
that.
tough too
Yeah.
because you're like, you don't want to, for a while, like for family, I wouldn't charge. I'd say I'd just do it. And you can't just give your work away. You need to be paid
Hmm.
for it. So I'm learning that as
Yeah.
well. So this is the first
Good.
time I'm like somewhat profiting from it, you know? Yeah.
Good for you,
Thank you.
Brad, because it's the issue
Hmm.
on most of us. And once you really put a stop to that and really start pricing
Hmm.
correctly, making some profit, as little as it
Yeah.
is, but making a profit,
Hmm.
saying no, setting boundaries, it's like everything changed, right?
Yeah.
It's like you see things differently, you see your clients
Hmm.
differently. I don't know if it happens to you. For me, it was some sort of gaining more self-respect for what I
Yeah.
do. And yeah, and it was actually easier to say no,
It is. Yeah.
because yeah, when you know how much you're worth, you know your standards, and you're not going to lower those
No.
standards, and you're like, no,
And then
no, I'm
someone
just not
will
going to
come
do it.
along that will pay what you deserve to be paid, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's always somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So this is for the cake artists out there. Don't be afraid that you're not going to find the client. You will
No,
find
you
the
will.
client.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Very good, very good. Now, Brad, tell me something. There is a big buzz around the cake industry with all the changes with AI,
Hmm.
with technology. Uh, Even you've been in business for a while, and I've been listening to the cake artists around there. There is some sort even of a fear that the old techniques, the classics, the piping, all of that is getting lost, in the era of AI, TikToks
Hmm.
where they make a cake in 30 seconds and make it look so easy. And we know that
You
it's
know,
not
it's
that
not.
easy. Um, how do you feel about all that? What is your opinion on what do we do as cake artists? How do we cope with all of this? How do we keep being in this industry or keep this industry alive with all of this going
I
on?
think you have to evolve. I mean, from what we were talking
Mm-hmm.
about earlier, like you just have to evolve with the times. Like we've changed so much from, I know I have back when I first started, you know,
Yeah.
and the new trends you just have to do. They do bring the old trends back though. I do a lot of cakes with the piping and the swooshes and like the old timey like
Oh, that's so
wedding cakes,
cool.
you know. So people do like
Yeah.
vintage, they like retro cakes. I think it's all cyclical and it all comes back around and
Mm-hmm.
think I used to tell myself like I had to learn something new, a new technique like once a week or once a month or go online. You have to just keep learning. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
and they just kind of flatline though. And you have
Mm-hmm.
to go out and see what like newer, younger people are doing. You can incorporate it
Yeah.
into your style and just you have to just keep doing the new stuff.
I like that. Learning, keep
You have
learning,
to.
keep learning is it's even if you don't use it, the knowledge is there and it's going to even improve whatever you're
Oh, for
doing at that
sure.
point, at that moment.
Yeah.
By learning. Yeah.
Yeah, seeing what other
And
artists are doing.
yeah, it's interesting because I don't know if you feel that way. I feel that there is a lot of talk, all of this talk that I mentioned. It's a little bit of fear from the older
Yeah.
school cake decorators who maybe are not keeping up with what's coming up. Do you feel the same?
I don't. Change doesn't scare me. I like to evolve. I like to try new things. I love learning new techniques. Like I just learned about
I love cake.
isomalt 4 years ago. I was always
Good.
terrified I'm not like amazing at it, but I can do a little bit of pieces. I can do the eyeballs now, for especially in the
Good.
Halloween stuff. It's great for zombies.
So there's hope for me and the sugar flowers.
There you go.
Miriam, if you're listening, there's hope for me. That's the joke that that's all that
Yeah.
I do. But yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, there's
It's true.
always something that you're better at, like,
Yeah.
I like to do fondant paintings. Some people don't. It's just what your
Yeah.
style leans toward.
Do you believe in niching down in just creating one style, one thing? That's what you do. Be known by that and just keep
I
doing
think for
that.
some people that's okay. I think
Hmm.
to specialize, put you in a box. Some people like to be put in that box and they want to be known for,
For
one
one thing.
amazing thing. I don't want to do that. I like to sculpt. I like to paint. I like to, do buttercream drawings. I like to do a little bit of not everything. Some things I don't do, but
Yeah.
for me, special. I mean,
But a little bit of
yeah,
everything. Good. Good. And it's okay too. One of the things that I love about having different cake artists here on the show is that by your point of view, we see many possibilities because there's a lot of cake artists listening or in the other side who are like, oh, I have to niche down or I have to do this technique because this is the one that is happening right now.
right.
So listening to your different points of view, I remember uh, that was I think it was the first season. Enrique from the UK. He's Venezuelan, but he lives in the UK. He mentioned about people who copy others'
Yeah,
designs. And he mentioned that there's an artistry in that as well, because to replicate something that somebody else did, you have to know.
yeah.
So yeah, there's room for everything.
There
Oh,
really
that's great.
is.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Brad, you mentioned that you're now focusing on your own
Hmm.
business. So, uh, what is the future for Brad and your brand? What is the name of your brand? It's going to be your full
It's
name?
just my name, Bradley Ray.
Okay, Bradley
Yeah.
Rae. Good.
I
I've seen some logos online.
yeah, I've
Has to
I've
do with some.
I've been playing around with the logos. I have a witch holding a
Yeah,
cake, which
I love
I
that. I love that it's a
I know.
witch.
I
I
wanted
love
to
it.
incorporate a
Yeah,
witch or Halloween into it somehow. And so I tried like different names and I'm like, nothing really sounded good or was me.
yeah.
And so I was just like, why don't I just use my name? I like my name. It sounds nice. So
And
it's
it's you.
Bradley Rae.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect. When I saw the logo, it kind of remind, I don't know why I thought of Practical
Yeah,
Magic.
I
You
could
know the
see
movie
that.
Practical Magic? That's what I
Uh-huh. I love
saw
that
when I saw the
reference.
logo. I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah. I would love to live
And
in
me
Practical
too,
Magic
in that house.
in that house.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been actually collecting Pinterest images of Practical Magic because I want to redecorate my house.
In the
And
style.
I said to my husband, I'm tired of minimalistic
Yeah.
beige, white, flat
Uh-huh.
lines. No, I want a mixture of maybe Harry Potter,
Ooh.
the burrows
Yeah.
with the Weasleys used to live with
I
practical
like that.
magic. That will be my house.
I love
That
it.
will be,
I'll have to come visit.
my husband wasn't scared. He was like, maybe less clutter. Well, a little bit. But yes,
Yeah.
that's what I
I
want.
love it.
I want a lot of stuff. Yeah, yeah. No more beige for
Right.
me. Good.
Love that.
So the logo, the
Hmm.
name, and what is your idea? Your idea is to go solo from now
Well, I
on
still work
to
professionally for like other, like I work at a store now where I make cakes and pastries
okay,
and still got to pay the bills, you know. So I work outside of the home and I make cookies for one place, cakes for another, and then I come home and then I do my cakes. And I thought I wouldn't
good.
like that because I'm like, I just want to like watch TV or relax. But it's been really rewarding. Like I'm excited to come home because last night I was up to like 2 in the morning painting. So I have a cake due
Oh,
today. And so, but it was
okay.
fun. I can put on like a true
Okay,
crime
you were
show,
in the
a
zone, so it was
Halloween
fine for you.
movie, and it's just
Yeah,
fun because it's for me. There's no pressure. There's
yeah,
no one watching me, seeing how long it takes me. I'm like, I can take as long as I want. I'm the boss.
yeah,
And so it's, I
yeah.
work outside the home during the day, but at night I come home and I get to be my own boss. And it's really
Oh,
rewarding.
that's good.
Yeah, it feels good.
It feels
It
good. It
does.
it is really rewarding.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely. What is the thing that you feel sure about in your cake business? The one that, I mean, your own cake business, the one you're making. What is that thing that you're like, oh,
I feel sure
I
about
feel
me. Like I feel
good.
glad, like I'm in charge. I know I can get out there. I can promote myself. I can get on social media. I can go out to my community and say, hey, you need a cake? Come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel good about representing myself and being my best advocate in making myself successful.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that. I like. And what is there if there's anything that you are not sure about and scares you a little bit?
The thing that scares me is like building my client list. Like there's
Okay.
people from, that I've worked with before that follow me and get cakes from me, but it's a very saturated market. There's so
Mm-hmm.
many of us, like, especially in my area, that do cakes to different
Yeah,
degrees, but still, and making money. I don't get scared to tell people my prices anymore because I'm like, I know I'm worth it. It's a
that's
quality
good.
product.
It could be.
And if
Yeah.
they don't want it, they don't want it. Someone else is going to email and they're going to say, okay, I've heard about you. You have a great reputation. Even if they haven't got a cake from me before, you know, they'll come
Yeah.
and hopefully be a returning client once they do see what I can put
Yeah.
out. Yeah, that
Oh,
does scare me.
definitely. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. But I love that you are sure about
Hmm.
yourself. That you're like, I know how good I
Yeah.
am, and I
I know I
know
can do
that
this.
I got
Yeah.
this.
And for
Yeah.
a while, I didn't
Excellent.
believe that. So I didn't want to do
Mm,
cakes. I didn't want to, for me, privately. But now I'm like, I know I can do it, and I want
yeah.
to do it now. So it's
Oh,
exciting.
and I cannot wait to see what amazing cakes you
Well,
make
thank
for
you.
sure. Share them on Cake Friends with
Yes,
us. Yeah.
always.
Where do you see your business a year from now?
A year from now, I would like to have my own studio. Like
Oh,
whether it's
good.
big or probably not too big to start, but I don't want it like a walk-in bakery. I don't want to smell or, make muffins and stuff like that. I do cakes. So I want like a private
Okay.
studio where I can do my work
Oh, that's
and,
awesome.
see clients too and do consultations, but something that's just for me. So
Yeah.
in a year, we can do that.
In a
Yeah.
year. Well, I'm here waiting. In a year, we should do a
We
show a year
should.
from now And we're going to check out
Yes.
if that happened or
Okay.
not. Of
Yeah.
course. Brad, before you go, because I always ask the same question to everyone who comes in the show. If you could bake a cake to anyone, dead or alive, who would that be? And what would the cake look like?
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, if they're alive, I would say Bette Midler and do a
Oh,
Hocus Pocus cake.
oh my
Yeah,
God, I love her.
that's my favorite movie. I think I've done 2 or 3 Hocus Pocus, maybe more than that, Hocus Pocus cakes. But
Yes.
yeah, I think for her that would be fun to do. Yeah, she's probably over it. She's like, no more Hocus Pocus. But
Probably, but we love her. We want more.
yes, love her so much.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Oh, I love
Yeah, I
that.
would
I
love to
love
do
that. Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
For dead, I would say Marilyn Monroe. Like, I don't know what I would
Oh,
make her. Maybe like a
okay.
champagne flavored cake or something, like
Mm.
old Hollywood
Yeah.
style. Maybe for like
Oh, I love
go
it.
back in time and do a cake for a premiere or something. That would
Oh,
be
that
cool.
would be so
Yeah.
cool, wouldn't it? Oh, I love that. I love that. All Hollywood style.
Yes.
Also love
Yeah.
it. Oh, great. Well, you got me on cake at Bette
Oh,
Midler. I love Bette
yes.
Midler, and
She's the best.
and Hocus Pocus is so
Uh-huh.
cool. So
My
cool.
favorite.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We just saw. I think it was last year when the second one came out. That was what,
I
two
think it's
years
2
ago? I don't
years.
remember. Two
Yeah.
years ago, because my oldest daughter saw Hocus Pocus when she was little.
Hmm.
She barely remembered, and my youngest wasn't even born.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we need to do a Hocus Pocus night before the other
Right.
one. They loved it. They were
Yes.
like,
That's
"This is my
awesome.
favorite Halloween movie
Oh, I
ever."
love
It's
that.
like, yeah, I
Yeah, I
know,
watch it
yeah. So
all
now
year
it's a
round.
tradition. Every Halloween, we got Hocus
Uh-huh.
Pocus and Practical Magic.
Yep, you have to.
It has to
Yeah,
be.
those are 2 of the
That's it.
best ones.
Great.
Yeah.
Brad, it was so good
It was
having
so
you here
fun.
on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed
I
it. I
did.
really enjoyed it. Yeah, I cannot wait to see the amazing cakes you're gonna make in your own business,
Well, thank you.
and we should talk a year from
We
now
should.
to see if the
I'll be
studio
in my studio.
is the reality.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And thank you to everyone who listened and who watched this episode. It's great to have cake artists like Brad here because it gives us a sense of we're all in the
We
same,
are. We're all in
we're
the
all the
same
same,
boat.
we're all doing the
Yeah.
same. It's the
We're
same
here to help
everywhere.
each
We're
other.
just trying to, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, build this big community.
Yes.
That's
Our
the
cake
idea.
family.
Okay. Great. Thank you so
Thanks
much,
for having
Brad. Big
me.
kiss for you. And thank you to everyone who watched. And as always, my friends, stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next
Bye.
time. Bye bye.